You're very welcome back to Red Business in Focus with thanks to Cork's local enterprise offices, where we're sharing Cork success stories. This week I'm very excited to be joined by Norma Kelly of Praline. Norma opened Praline in 2017 and in 2020 it evolved into a pastry and chocolate shop. Pastries and cake slices and truffles, and she brought stuff. There's stuff here that I can eat. We can't wait to have a taste of it and see what made her dream come true. Norma, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you,
I'm
Chelsea?
very excited by the signature chocolate box we have here, and there's lovely little things. We're going to get to them in a minute, but first of all, same as everybody else, you have 30 seconds to tell us about the business.
So at Praline, we started making chocolates and pastries 5 years ago now. We have a physical shop in Mitchelstown where we sell everything in store, and we have an online shop, praline.ie, where you can buy our stuff to sell for delivery online. And we also we specialise in corporate gifting, a little bit of wedding cakes, and we do lots of birthday cakes and stuff like that as well.
Okay, and that doesn't even encapsulate the sweetness of the product. Now, tell us a little bit about your background. You went to Dublin, first of all.
I went to Dublin when I was 18. We won't say how long ago that was now, but and I trained in what was DIT at the time and is now TU Dublin as a pastry chef. I worked in Dublin for 14 years before I came home to Mitchelstown. I'm from outside the town, a little place called Ballylanders, and my husband is from locally as well. So yeah, so my heart brought me home now as well as work.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to own my own pastry and chocolate business. So after I got married, I decided to take a career break from teaching pastry at DIT itself, which I had been doing for 10 years previous to that, and then opened Praline. So just, I suppose, it's 5 years ago now, just over 5 years ago. So it was 2 years before COVID.
Okay.
So I suppose we, as any new business does, you struggle with being a startup for a couple of years, and then we got hit with COVID. But you know what, in one sense it kind of gave me a chance to evolve the business to exactly where I wanted it to be.
Yeah, and we'll get to where it's going in just a minute. But when you were growing up in Mitchelstown, you wouldn't have found many French pastries, I'd imagine. So, I mean, where did you get inspired to do this? I mean, there must have been something that kicked you off.
Well, I worked in a lot of places in Dublin, and I spent 6 months working in the south of France as well, which I absolutely adored. And said I'd always go back. And I have gone back for numerous holidays, but I haven't got back there to work since.
Must have been a bit of a risk, though, opening in a town like Mitchelstown that wouldn't necessarily have had someone offering more than what would be regularly available in supermarkets and shops.
Yeah, and I suppose, opening any business is a risk anywhere. And, I probably wasn't the biggest risk taker. So I kind of went into it blind. But I knew I wanted to do it, so I did. And I found that once we got established and people got to see what we were doing, and it was a little bit different to other businesses in the town, they just like to have a choice and somewhere different to go, and then they really embraced it.
Where are you getting your products from? So in other words, what we have here, are you sourcing as much as you can locally?
Yeah, like obviously all our dairy is Irish. Our eggs are Irish, usually local free range egg producer. Anything that we can get locally and Irish, we do. Obviously chocolate isn't produced in Ireland because cocoa beans come from the warmer climates. So our chocolate is Belgian and French, so we have to import that. But everything else we try our very best. Our flour is always Irish. I always swear by Irish flour. I don't use any other one because it's just the best quality.
It's just the best. Now, I'm going to have to open this here, which is lovely, right? So you've got your signature chocolate box there. So talk us through that first of all while I open these.
So the signature chocolate box I developed last year. They're a selection of locally sourced ingredients blended with our French and Belgian chocolates. Yeah. They're moulded chocolates, so they're a little bit artistic.
I'm going to eat that. Don't mind me now. You keep going. I'm going to eat this.
And they're... I suppose we have a range of truffles, salted caramel, milk, dark and all that, honeycomb, but our signature box is a little bit more special, and it's a real, I suppose, treat or gift. So our signature box actually there and our salted caramel, they're both up for finalists in the Blossom Heron Awards, which are taking place next week actually.
Okay, so really good. This is really good, by the way. This is the chocolate marshmallow.
Just marshmallow dipped in some nice Belgian chocolate, yeah.
You're not supposed to eat chocolate when you're broadcasting. I'm breaking all of the rules here. Tell us about when you got going, the support you got from the local enterprise office.
So the local enterprise office have always been there. They're the first people I went to before we opened, because I knew nothing about business. So if you want to know about business, go to the local enterprise office. And they always ran day courses. They had mentors. They've had mentors, at various times throughout the business for the last 5 years, just to help you along, to ask questions, to answer the questions that I suppose you don't even know you should be asking, but can point you in the right direction for the people that you need for different things. And I suppose most importantly, like, I knew about chocolate and pastry, and nobody needed to tell me really about that. I still do courses to find out more, but I knew nothing about business, and they're the ones that will tell you what you need to know, what charges you're going to be charged, think like tax, revenue, stuff.
All the fun stuff.
All the fun stuff.
Ruining your otherwise lovely dream. You have to run the business.
I mean, it is dreams until it gets down to revenue and all those lovely things.
Just to finish up, you talked about businesses and you talked about, so the shop, the bricks and mortar is one thing. You've got the online, but you do the corporate market as well. So coming up to Christmas, that's going to be busy for you.
Yeah, it is. We get very busy now from this time of year on with orders coming in for corporate gifting. We do customised corporate chocolate boxes, which can be delivered as well, especially since COVID. We deliver to employees' homes because a lot of people are working from home now. So that was big during COVID. A lot of it's gone back to the office now, but we do a lot of that kind of stuff as well.
Okay, well, the website, if people want to look it up, is?
Praline.ie.
Praline.ie. Norma Kelly, thank you so much for coming in to talk to us.
Thanks, Ange.
Join us next week when we're going to be joined by Xavier Dubuisson of RetroKit. 75% of buildings in Europe are estimated to have a poor energy performance, and RetroKit is producing the software to help people on the ground renovate homes and meet targets. We'll see you next week on Red Business in Focus with thanks to Cork's local enterprise offices.